Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So today I am making a few drawings and I'm going to be drawing myself in the style of other YouTube artists. Now the first artist I actually decided to pick was Baylee J. This is an artist who I care about a lot and I look up to her quite a bit, and she has fantastic cute art and her style's really adorable as well. So I'm drawing myself in the style mainly of her avatar, but this is a sort of art style that she's slowly developed and she has perfected it quite well, and yeah, she's done a few artworks in this style and I really like it because the eyes are super prominent and she has these eyelashes that are super duper big. They're like 3 really long eyelashes, and yeah, the style's really cute. So after sketching I actually lightened it up a little bit with a kneadable eraser, and then I went over the top of that with a coloured pencil. Now I did this because she uses coloured pencils a lot in her line art, and to be completely honest, I do that as well. But yeah, I used a sort of slightly darkish pink colour because she often uses that, and yeah, I like it. So with this style there are a few key things she does. She has these big round eyes with the pointy eyelashes like I mentioned earlier, and she has these really big ears that sort of stick out on the side of the head, and they're super cute, and it really works. I also decided to draw my cat Pumpkin because in these videos I often draw my cat with myself as well, and yeah, I decided to actually sort of copy the art style that she does of her bun artworks, because she has these cute simple sort of round bunnies and they got these cute little faces. And yeah, I decided to sort of adapt that for my cat, and I think it worked pretty well. So of course I have to use Copic markers for Baylee J's style. She is the Copic queen, and it would be sacrilege to not use Copics, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing soft colours and sort of simple blending because that's just the style that I wanted to do, and it was similar to her avatar. And I used sort of muted colours in some areas, and there's a lot of pink hidden in there as well. There's pink in her cheeks, and obviously the pink in the line art, and pink in different areas of the skin, and I picked a slightly pinkish brown for the hair as well. And overall I think it's pretty cute. The face isn't perfect though, as you can sort of see. The eye is a bit crooked. If you know, you know. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the style and I think it's cute. Now I decided it needed a background, so of course I had to go with purple because purple's my favourite colour, and I can't draw myself without adding purple somewhere in the illustration. But yeah, just a few little fix-ups here and there with just a Posca pen to fix the highlights in the eyes, and then I just deepened the shadows in some areas as well because I felt like it needed to be a little darker in some areas. I felt like it was a little bit too mid-tone-esque, but overall I'm pretty happy with it and I think it's pretty cute. So here is the final results of this first illustration, and yeah, I really like it. So this next illustration I'm doing in the art style of Vexx. Now if you know Vexx, you know he has this awesome iconic doodle art style where he draws lots of little creatures, and they're sort of really brightly coloured, and I don't know, just it's got a really unique style that I really do love. And I also noticed that oftentimes he will draw a part of an illustration that has a more realistic look to it, and then it'll sort of change into this iconic brightly coloured doodle art style. And I wanted to try that for myself and see how it went. So of course the one realistic part of myself I decided to do was myself. And yeah, I'm doing that sort of doodle art style for the background as well. Now I have to say something, okay? The realistic part of the drawing I decided to actually make it black and white, mainly because that is just a way that I am able to a bit more easily, do a sort of slightly more realistic artwork. I'm not the best at colours when drawing realism. Also, I felt like it would just stand out quite a bit more from the background, having that sort of grayscale, sort of slightly more realistic look of the drawing, and then the background to be super vibrant and colourful and rich in like different tones and stuff. So I went in with a very light sketch, and I'm using a photo of myself as reference because when drawing in sort of realistic styles, you really want a reference because it's going to end up looking weird if you don't use a reference. Use a reference, guys, it works. But yeah, when I lightened up that sketch, I went in with my kneadable eraser again, and I pretty much almost made it disappear. So after this, I went over the top with a few different graphite pencils, mostly in the B range. There was some really dark Bs and some sort of less dark Bs, but I tried to keep them mostly soft. And yeah, I started off with the hair, and I just did little sort of streaky lines here and there, just to sort of show the direction of the way the hair is flowing, and have darker parts where the shadows of the hair are, and sort of leave the lighter parts where the highlights are, obviously. I actually went into it with my eraser just a little bit, just to erase a little bit of a highlight there, because it really helps and it looks good. After this, I actually went into the background and very roughly sketched out a whole bunch of Pokemon. Okay, I know you're gonna say that Vexx doesn't draw Pokemon, at least I don't know, I haven't seen him draw Pokemon. He usually does his own sort of characters, the little creatures, and I didn't want to just outright copy them. I didn't want to sort of do that. I kind of wanted to capture his style in an artwork that I would create myself. And I love Pokemon, so I just doodled a whole bunch of Pokemon around me in the background in different poses and jumping out in different ways and doing different things. There's a Pikachu in there electrocuting a Magikarp. There's also an angry Piplup and a Kricketot, because why not? But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this because it actually reminded me of another special artwork of mine that I've done in the past, and that artwork is my 1000 subscriber artwork. And yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that one as well. It was basically just a whole bunch of Pokemon in one drawing, quite similar to this actually. But yeah, once I got the sketch pretty much how I liked it, again I went in with my kneadable eraser. I am loving that thing lately, by the way. Kneadable erasers, pretty good. But yeah, I lightened that sketch up pretty much completely, and then I went in with a purple line art pen. Now I know Vexx uses black pens, but I wanted to push a bit more color into there, okay? I wanted to put my own little spin on it. And yeah, purple pens, really fun to do line art with. So I just went over all of those Pokemon and did line art all around them, and it took me quite a while, but after that I finally went in with the colors. So for the colors, I did pretty much basic coloring. I didn't want to go too crazy with it because the patterns were already really crazy and it was a very, very busy artwork. And I wanted each Pokemon to stand out really nicely and that line art to sort of shine. But I did go in there with pretty much every single color that I owned, and I'm quite glad that I did because the end result was super duper 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 colorful. And I think it feels like it has that sort of bright aesthetic that Vexx's art has, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense. It has that feel anyways. But after this, I went in with my purple pen again because I felt like it was very busy and I wanted each Pokemon to stand out a little bit more. So I thickened that sort of outline around the Pokemon, and I think that worked pretty well because I liked it even more after that. After this, I went into the background and just colored in all different areas just so that there was no area where it was plain white, and I did a few patterns in the background as well just to sort of give that vibe that Vexx has. So here is the final results, and I love this drawing. I just think it's really cute. I got my face pretty well. I'm actually surprised because I'm not the best with capturing people's likenesses, so I feel like I did pretty well showing how I look in this drawing. And the color's pretty good too. So for the last and definitely not least drawing, today I am doing Kasey Golden. She's another artist that I really look up to as well, and I've actually met her and she's a really, really cool person. She has this super duper cool art style where it's just really shapely and expressive and cartoony, and to be honest, I've never seen any art style similar. She is really, really unique, but that's one of the best things about her art and her art style is that it stands out pretty well. When you see an artwork of Kasey Golden's, you know 100% she drew that because, yeah. So I'm going into this drawing with some watercolor paper because I can't draw a Kasey Golden artwork and not use watercolors because that's pretty much her favorite medium. And for the line art, I'm using just one pen, which is a 0.08, which is quite thick compared to what she actually uses, but this artwork is larger than what she uses, so it sort of works out. And I'm not concentrating too much on line weight variations because she doesn't really do that much in her art, which is really cool because it stands out and it looks good. And I love the way she draws eyes in some of her characters. As you can see, there's these like sort of sad, droopy, jelly bean shaped eyes in the cat that I'm drawing, and then these sort of semicircle with the line through it eyes for me. The way she draws faces is super interesting because she uses shapes to define things, and you can notice a lot of like vivid shapes in her art. See, she has like sort of really sharp triangles or round circles or really straight legs, if that makes sense. But it's always drawn really well, and yeah. So the first thing I went into while painting was my cat Pumpkin. Now I have to say I didn't actually draw Pumpkin the same way that she looks because I sort of just didn't do the white patterns on her, and that's just because I wanted to sort of simplify the look and really emphasize the shapes in the cat. So it's got this sort of squarish head with round paws and slightly pointy ears, and then just a curvy fat tail because that's how Pumpkin looks in real life. Now I drew a Pikachu on my shirt, and I simplified it quite a bit, and that's just because I own a lot of Pokemon clothing, and I thought, you know, what's going to make it look more like me? Oh yeah, the outfit. For the skin I used a brown color, but I diluted it quite a bit just to make it look like a sort of like a light skin tone that I have. And for the pants I did grey tights because I own them as well. Now I don't actually own a green Pikachu shirt, but I decided to actually make it green because Kasey Golden's favorite color, or one of them, is a sort of sap green color, and of course I didn't want to have no green in a drawing where it was supposed to be like Kasey Golden drew it, so of course I had to add green in there. But this is a drawing of myself, and you can't draw me without having purple in there somewhere, as I've mentioned 100 times already. Purple is my favorite color, and I know it is definitely not Kasey Golden's favorite color. I think it's her least favorite color, but we're going to do a compromise and we're going to have both her favorite color and my favorite color in the drawing. So that's why I decided to make the jacket purple, and it turned out really well too because I love the color combination of green and purple. I just think they look really nice together, probably because purple and green are both secondary colors that have blue mixed into them. Pretty sure there's a name for that, but I don't know it. And as you saw before, for the hair, I decided to do that sort of gradient sort of style. That's because I have a sort of ombre-ish style to my hair, and I just used a few different yellows and browns, and I had to go back into that yellow just to sort of mute it up a little bit. I wanted to make that yellow a bit more earthy because it was just way too bright, but it turned out well in the end and I like it. Now I had to do the same thing to Pumpkin as well because she was way too bright, and I know Kasey Golden doesn't like to draw with super duper bright colors. She prefers more earthy tones, and that's why I decided to sort of soften that up with a bit of brown over the orange. Now for that background, I just wanted to do something simple just to sort of emphasize the characters in the middle, and I decided to do little paint splatter shapes around me in both purple and green because I guess that's the theme for this illustration. It's got her favorite color and my favorite color mixing pretty well, I must say. And here is the final results for this drawing. I really love it. I think it's super cute. I didn't nail the style perfectly, and I feel like the line art could have been done a little bit better, but it's good. I like it. And here are the final results for all three drawings. I love them all. They're super cute, and I feel like they convey very different art styles all together, one person, and yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please smash like, subscribe to get your scribble fix in the future. Comment below which artwork is your favorite out of these three. I have no idea what one's my favorite. I love them all for different reasons, and I also love all of them as well because they remind me of three very awesome, amazing artists who I look up to and get inspiration from every day. So on that note, I will wish you a lovely day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.